Welcome to another Ziva Math video. In this video, we will be finding the area of a circle. Area is the measure of two-dimensional space inside of a flat shape, and so it is measured in square units. We use the formula area equals pi r squared to calculate the area of a circle. Pi is a constant and it's 3.141592, and the digits actually continue on, so we round pi to 3.14 when calculating area. R is the radius of our circle. You need to understand the difference between radius and diameter in order to successfully work with circles. Radius is the distance from the center of a circle to the circumference or to the outside edge, while diameter is the measure of the distance across a circle using a line that goes through the center of the circle. Diameter is twice the radius, so we can use the formula diameter equals 2 times the radius to calculate either the diameter or the radius. This is important for area calculations because the formula for the area of a circle is area equals pi r squared. So if you're given the diameter, you have to be able to calculate the radius. If I take the formula for diameter and divide both sides by 2, I'm left with the radius is equal to diameter divided by 2. And that is your calculation for finding the radius if you're given the diameter of a circle. Now let's take a look at our examples. In this example, we have a circle with a radius of 3 and we want to find the area. So we're going to use our formula for area of a circle. Area equals pi r squared. So our first step is to substitute our values. So we have area equals pi, and for pi, for our calculation purposes, we're going to use 3.14 times our radius squared, and our radius was 3, so we're going to substitute 3 for r. So we'll have 3.14 times 3 squared. So our first calculation has to be squaring our 3 because order of operations tells us we have to do exponents first. So we're going to have area equals 3.14 times 3 squared. Well, 3 squared is 3 times 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. So we will have area equals 3.14 times 9. Now we're not going to do this next step in our head. We're going to go out to the side and work out our multiplication problem so that we know our work is correct. So we'll have 3.14 on top times 9 on the bottom, and we'll work this out like any other multiplication problem. So we'll be starting with 9 times 4, and 9 times 4 is 36. Then we'll have 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. Then we have 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. And we need to make sure that we get our decimal in the correct place. So in our problem, we have 2 places behind a decimal point. So in our answer, we'll need to move our decimal point 2 places to the left. So our area is equal to 28 and 26 hundredths. In this example, we're given a circle with a radius of 14 and we're going to find the area. Our formula for area of a circle is area equals pi r squared. So our first step is going to be to write our equation with our values substituted in so that we know what we're going to be calculating. So we will have area equals, for pi, we're using 3.14 for our calculation purposes. So we'll substitute 3.14 in for pi times our radius squared. Well, our radius is 14, so we'll substitute 14 for r. So we'll have area equals 3.14 times 14 squared. And our first step is going to be to square our radius. So 14 squared is 14 times 14. So we need to work that out first. So we'll have 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. We'll need a 0 here before we can multiply by the 1. 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1. When we add, we have 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 4 is 9, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So 14 squared is 196. So now I have area equals 3.14 times 196. And I suggest writing all of your steps out so you can see clearly what numbers you're working with. So we have 3.14 times 196 for our next step. And again, we're going to go out to the side and actually work all of this out. So for our first step, we're going to have 4 times 6. And 4 times 6 is 24. Then we'll have 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And 6 times 3 is 18. And if we want to cross out or take away the parts that we've already used, I've used the 6 and the 2, and now I need a 0 here. So now I can start with the 9. I'll have 9 times 4 is 36. I'll have 9 times 1 is 9, plus 3 is 12. And then we'll have 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. And again, I've used the 1 and the 3 and the 9. And for my next row, I need to place not 1, but 2 zeros here since I'm working with the hundreds. So now I have 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 3 is 3. Then I need to add. So we'll have 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 6 is 14. 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. Plus 1 more is 15. And here I have 8 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 8 plus 3 is 11. And 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So we need to place our decimal point in the correct place. I have 2 places behind my decimal in the problem, which means in my answer I'll need to move my decimal 2 places to the left. So my area is 615 and 44 hundredths. In this example, we're finding the area of a circle. So we are using our formula area equals pi r squared. And this time our circle has a diameter of 12 inches. Well, if you notice in the formula, you don't have a place for diameter, which means you're going to have to calculate the radius first before you can use this formula for area. So our formula for calculating the radius is our diameter divided by 2. So if we were to work it out and show our steps, we would have radius equals our diameter of 12 on top with 2 on the bottom, because we're dividing 12 by 2 to get our radius. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. So our radius is 6. Now that we have a radius, we can go to our formula and start setting up our work. We'll have area equals pi. For pi, for our calculation purposes, we are using 3.14. So we'll substitute 3.14 in for pi times our radius squared. And that radius that we just calculated was 6. So we're going to substitute 6 in for r in our equation. So now we have area equals 3.14 times 6 squared, and we have to do the exponent first according to our order of operations. So we have 3.14 times 6 squared. 6 squared is 6 times 6, and 6 times 6 is 36. And from here, we're going to go out to the side and show all of our work for our multiplication step. We have 3.14, we'll put it on top because it has 3 digits, times 36, which we'll put on the bottom because it has 2 digits. Then we'll work out our multiplication problem. And our first step will be to multiply 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Then we have 6 times 1 plus 2 is 8, and 6 times 3 is 18. Then I've used the 2 and I've used the 6, and I need a 0 in order to multiply by the 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4, and 3 times 3 is 9. Then I'm ready to add. And I have 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 1 more is 13. And 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. And then I need to make sure that I have my decimal point in the correct place. I have 2 places behind my decimal in the problem, which means in my answer I need to move my decimal 2 places to the left. So I have area equals 113 and 400ths, and we're working in inches this time, and our area is always in square units. So we will have 113 and 400ths inches squared. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to Ziva Math for more videos.